Alrighty, boys and girls. Quiet down. Getting ready to go live. Tape is rolling.
Talk about tape. We ain't got no tape. Better come up to the.
I give you my tape right here, pal. Quiet on the set. Getting ready to go live.
Tape your balls up.
Excuse me. Excuse me. You're listening to WRFB, Radio Free Britannia. Ain't no other freaking better place in the world than Deltona, Florida. Here you are, lunch with no other than the dynamic duo of Labs and Jack.
Greetings, everybody. This is Laz.
And this is Jack. Welcome to another edition of Lunch with Laz and Jack, where we interpret the news so you don't have to.
That's right. Bringing you our own brand of news 5 days a week right here inside Shroud Avatar. Welcome to today's show. It is Whacked Out Wednesday. Hump Day. January 31st, 2018. And boy, I tell you, the natives been restless out there, and we've got some news that's just gonna make them fume. This is gonna be better than the State of the Union address from Trump to the Democrats last night. That's how good this is gonna be. I tell you what.
I didn't watch it because it didn't address any of my concerns. Hey, you know what? Another patch today. There was a patch yesterday after the show, and those patch notes for both those patches are really huge. So let's get rid of those.
Do we? Hold on. I forgot to.
Yeah, patch build number 727 came out yesterday, right after the show at 2:00, where it fixed an issue introduced in a previous build that prevented some players from loading into the game.
Ooh.
Never seen that.
I hate when that happens.
Yeah. And then this that happened to me yesterday. And this morning, build number 728 came out 10:30 this morning, where the world items now obey story-based character inventory count limits, and fixed players sometimes getting stuck with out-of-reach messages and unable to do combat damage. Yay!
Damage. Yay.
Reach that. Out of reach.
Yes. So those issues have been resolved. Yay.
My coffee's out of
Good
reach.
to hear. Very good to hear.
Now, your coffee being out of reach requires you to get up and go to the outhouse and fish your coffee out of the bottom. Relatively easy fix there.
You know, we should really tell people that he's actually just got a little counter with a Mr. Coffee on it back there, but
No.
no. Not gonna do it.
Now, did you read Chris's update from yesterday?
I did not,
because
I was
add more stuff.
I was pretty much busy doing a bunch of other stuff, of course. Again,
Okay, yeah.
His sales have been brisk. I've got buy orders all over the place. I've been restocking and running around doing a bunch of other odd
crafting
things.
those teleports and recall scrolls.
Went out on the emote hunt last night with the Deco Divas. So got a bunch of the new emotes. Got the Spank and got the I Heart You and got
Wait,
Spin.
you finally got Spank?
Yeah, I never went out and got that one when it came
Finally
out.
got Spank?
It was only last month, wasn't it? 2 months ago.
That was several months ago. Yeah.
But do you have the new ones? Yeah.
No, I don't have any of the new ones yet. I was doing other weird things last night. Yeah.
And of course, I'm out of wolf meat, so I had to do some wolf hunting.
Okay.
Because
Yeah.
those wolf and lamb
Meatloaf,
chops. Yeah.
let's say.
Well, I did accidentally put up for sale one too many.
Yeah, well,
vendors.
that happened last night.
So-
I'm out there making my rounds, and all of a sudden I get a message in my mail. So I check my mailbox, and it says, "A bunch of your items have been returned to the bank in
I
Owl's
also
Head."
messaged you in Discord.
Yeah, but I
messaged
got
you
the messages several minutes
Yeah.
before you messaged me in Discord, and I figured I says maybe he's
Yeah.
maybe he sold a vendor or something like that. Then I saw the second one go, and I'm like, really? So
Well, you only had stuff on one of them, so
well, I
Yeah.
got messages for two of them. I must have had buy orders on the other one or something like that.
maybe, yeah. But yeah, I kind of listed for sale two vendors when I meant to
Now,
sell one.
what would
and
have
someone
happened
bought
had
them.
you not had that extra vendor? Now, what would you have done?
Well,
Sale
I
null and
have.
void?
I would have refunded the money.
Oh, okay.
But I still have a couple of vendors.
Well, I didn't know that.
You forget about that. Yeah. Well, and you have to remember that just means that one of the shops would have had to go bye-bye.
Oh well, don't mess with the shop vendors. I'm surprised you did that to begin with. But
Yeah.
yeah, I'm buying
Well,
vendors.
yeah.
You're selling vendors. Maybe we should talk before you put these
Well,
things
I
up for
gotta
sale.
pay rent. I need to.
You guys ought to
I
get
need to-
together, man.
Yeah, I mean, hello,
I need to pay
McFly.
rent.
I understand that. Yeah.
Yeah. Rent trumps other things.
But if I give you, say, a deed that's worth a lot more than two vendors that you sell for that profit, that goes in your pocket. Hello.
Hey, you know what? Yeah. So you ready for things?
Well, where do we want to start? Do we want to pick up where we sort of left off yesterday, just to shake things up and make them wait for the really, really big shake-up news, or do we want to really stick it and get the ball rolling? And
Chris's blog is perfect place to start.
Perfect place to start. Okay.
Oh yeah,
Very
Then
good.
we'll get into the huge news, because the huge news.
Be the rest
becomes
of the
a-
week. I know.
No, well, it becomes a great advertising platform.
Absolutely. Well, that's
Oh, God, here we go. We're already
So-
starting to advertise.
Chris updated his daily blog yesterday afternoon after the show. So
he was actually updating it as right around the time we were reading it
Yeah.
off to y'all yesterday. So
yeah. So based on player feedback, he's increasing the drop rate on Obsidian Golems. The pull skill will no longer have a 1-second delay before the movement aspect begins. That should fix many of the pull and blink issues players were seeing in PvP. Eagle Eye and the Bec de Faucon will now have
watch
equal
that.
bonuses, which is 75% at GM. Polearm spinning attack will no longer be blockable or parryable. No polearm skill is supposed to be blockable.
That's what I'm talking about.
And it's nearly time for him to go pick up Maxine, so he'll drop some bombs, since he won't be around to read any of the replies. And starting off with, as promised, those of you that wear the Lich Ring will now be susceptible to the Banish Undead skill.
What,
Well,
man, what
I-
mob caught
I
that?
I understand that point, but if we're gonna go down that path, then he's really got to give something for those wearers and undead. Undead should not then
you
be
know what?
damaging.
I say anybody that's got a really insanely high death attunement should also be susceptible to Banish Undead.
I agree. No
Cast that. Nothing casts that.
no argument there. But
Yeah.
again,
And it's-
if I'm that attuned to death, then when I go out amongst the undead, I should be treated like a fucking deity. That's all I'm saying.
I agree with you.
Yes, okay.
That, like
Dilly,
the undead,
dilly, that's
if
right.
you're really high in death mastery, should be kind of like passive unless you attack them.
I should
So
I should have a spell
agree with
that should allow me to take all those undead and use them against my enemy. Is what I should have as an undead master like that.
Yeah, and at the same time, anybody
that's
that
just my
has
opinion.
that high of death mastery should also never be able to attain a virtuous cloak. But yeah, that's if virtue is your end game. Banished Undead is moving back to an AoE skill. He's still trying to decide whether or not it's going to be a ground target, a moving wall, a cone, or if it's going to jump around from thing to thing like chain lightning.
Well,
I'm happy with that.
take the visual and do what you will as per the visual. How about that? Ooh. Make it a radiating blast like it's always been. The more you have, the bigger your area. Simple, just like y'all did with the fire spell. No?
Yeah.
I know, they nerfed the fire field. Yeah. I know it still has the same effect. It just doesn't look the same. You know, never has.
Not narfed. Nerfed.
Laz has been saying narfed for a long time.
Listen, Pinky and the Brain, how many times do I have to explain this to you dimwits? Narf.
Wait,
Nerf.
Laz?
It's nerfed.
Laz, is this
Nerf
not
ball,
Led
man.
Zepp we're talking about?
Huh?
Is this not Led Zepp we're talking about?
I understand that,
Nerfed,
but
like
you
a
know,
Nerf
I've
ball,
explained
man.
this
Come
dozens
on.
of
Where have you
times.
been narfed? What is that? What is a narf? Never
Narf.
heard of a narf.
Go watch Pinky and the Brain. Come back and talk to
Anyway.
me.
It's Laz mispronouncing words again
It
and
is.
making a reference to something that you don't know anything about.
I'm not mispronouncing it.
In the brain on YouTube.
No.
Narf.
Narf. Yeah.
It is a nerf, but Laz is intentionally making a reference to Inky and the.
Oh, he needs to stop.
It was sarcasm. It was a pun.
Stop.
Okay.
Stop it.
Holy crap.
Let's move on.
It's Led Zepp we're dealing with, man.
Air embrace.
He still needs to finish scrolling up.
Got it highlighted. Air embrace.
Juby, thank you very much
Yeah.
for the 500-bit donation. Thank you very much.
Yay! Air's Embrace, Strength of Earth, and Enlightenment will all move to be exclusive, meaning you can only have one of the three up at any given time. Boom. Again, I've wanted to do this for a while, but Dex was so inferior, people would just choose between Strength and Intelligence every time. Didn't the other day he talk about like moving something to either choose Intelligence or Dex?
Here we go.
Invasion rate?
Shroud math.
Didn't he?
This,
Shroud
thi-
math.
yes, if you're wearing X amount of pieces and Y amount of pieces, then is it an apple or banana because it uses Dex or Intelligence or...
I think with the recent combat changes, I think Dex is closer to standing on its own. The main goal here is now is Dodge. Yeah, Dodge is going to use Dex or Intelligence, whichever is higher.
That's what it was.
Which never should happen. It should be Dex.
Oh, if
Just
you're
because you can think about it, man. I really should
smart
put it out
enough
of the
to
way.
do it.
Doesn't
Yep.
easier.
I'd be smart enough to do it.
Yeah, but you also have to have the agility in order to do it. So yeah.
Or
The main goal here is to make it so players don't feel like they always have to have a dozen buffs on to compete. I think that has more to do with damage mitigation. That results in lots of tedious casting and no choices. Also, updating lots of buffs
A lot of
ends up
TV
being.
buffs for every buff that you got.
just make it last a couple hours.
He's updating buffs because it generates way too much crap in the logs because it's awfully chatty between that and the server.
Experience. Too much.
Winning on all sides. Am I right? I'm going to assume many people will answer no to this question, but I still feel it's the best move for the game going forward. You know what? You really should tie like individual skills or attributes to different skill bonuses and not allow an option.
Now, do you have the post right below that?
Yes,
Okay.
I do. Yeah. Today is Spell School Mastery Day, and wish him luck. He's kind of dreaming that he's going to get it all done in a single day. Okay.
Afro Man. Cool. Thank you, Afro. Appreciate it, buddy.
Yeah. Sweet.
So yes, this saga continues, and Matt, Chris should never want to look at our stream to hear our feedback of some of the things he does, because it's not that.
You know what? We're both low-level characters, and unless Chris is willing to sit there and craft 20 teleports and recall scrolls.
No.
From scratch.
Still stands to this day. Any dev who wants to come
do the whole 100?
and do 100 of each in a single sitting, and then come and talk to me. And you have to go collect the resources. You know, we'll even remove collection of resources. Dude.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Turn around and.
Afro Man's killing it today with another 400 bits.
Awesome.
But yes, we do not use most of these things he talks about because we're mostly merchants, first off.
I mean, when
Master Millers.
That's right.
When it takes, I forgot the exact amount of time to craft 100 teleports or recall scrolls, and yet we sell thousands. So we really do end up spending all of our time
and
crafting.
No pulp love, people. No pulp love.
No. And you have to remember, that is 2.5 minutes per 20.
Craft all. Where's craft all button, man?
Yeah.
At least give us the skill so that we can get more batch done. I mean, we love to batch around here, of course, but that's another topic.
Yeah,
that's for another
something
day.
like that. So, okay, his plan is set. It's much simpler than the previous plan, and he thinks more clear. For those curious, you will be able to train only one mastery at a time. Toggling any mastery skill, yes. I think it should be more than just one. But it's training only one mastery at a time. But the way that most people min-max around here, that doesn't matter, because people are training mastery individual skills at a single time anyways. Toggling any mastery skill to on will toggle all others to unlearn. Is it going to be automatically unlearn, or will it also be maintain? And will you be able to increase?
That's pretty much a blanket statement. We'll toggle all others to unlearn.
Shroud math. Mastery gives plus attunement in school and minus attunement in the opposing school. Good. That is something that I've been asking for a long time.
You've been harping on that one for a long time.
Plus adds a mastery stat for that school that improves various aspects of spells in the school and opens up some advanced spells. That is the one paragraph version. Does that mean that in order he's going to change the skill rating? I actually have to look back at the game.
Yeah, you may want to just continue reading before we derail this. Let's get this out of the way.
Shh. You're killing me, Smalls. Killing me. Fine, I'll finish reading. I won't do what I wanted to do.
You can do what you wanted to do. Let's just finish.
Do what you want to do, man.
There will also be an Obsidian Mastery skill in the focus tree that will give plus resistance and minus attunement to all schools. Basically, the keep your stinking magic off of me option for those who chose to forsake all magic for extra resistance.
What?
Well,
witchery is this?
Yeah, hello.
Why would that be? Well, lore-wise, why would that be Obsidian? Because the Obsidians were the ones that were abusing the magic.
Well, maybe if you're wearing an Obsidian pendant and you've foregone magic, you can use that as a shield against. I don't know. I'm speculating, but quite possibly.
I think you might have to change the name of that school to something else.
I don't like that.
Because it's not Obsidian Mastery, because the Obsidian Mastery, lore-wise, I think you'd have to change it to something that wasn't affected by magic in the lore, and I can't think of anything. But I love the idea of the school that improves your magic resistance and prevents your attunement in all other magic schools. I think that's kind of cool. And he's not going to finish that all today. But Chris is going to think about tuning in and listening to our interpretation of this stuff, because
yes, absolutely.
Yeah, we are primarily crafters and not adventurers.
Well,
as
let me put it to you this way. I like to adventure, but the way the combat math, first off, if you guys think the targeting, I sort of like what he's done with it, but it still has nothing that A, impresses me, B, says it's polished. When I went out yesterday trying to get some wolf meat, for example, when I kill the wolf and I want to target the wolf and skin it, I don't want to target around 15 different places to try and find the sweet spot, people. And as long as that happens, this is not going to be good targeting, period. And that's where my main beef starts. From there, it builds to the rest of the combat. And I'm sorry, until they can get that a little bit better somehow, I can't even begin to say it's good. So that's just me. I'm maybe a little too picky about it, but
Participation.
When I kill something and I go click on the body, I want the body to give me some kind of response. I don't want to have to move my mouse around 15 times to get the little icon I need so that I can loot something. Sorry, even the E key, you still have to target it. You can't just hit E to loot. That would be sweet. Last kill, hit E, I loot, great. That would be nice. Last kill, E, skin. That would be nice.
Target corpse.
Yeah. A target corpse would be nice.
Just hover your mouse over it, press E twice, and you loot everything.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
The problem is when you hover your mouse, you're not always hovering your mouse.
Well, when I'm hovering my mouse in the center of the wolf, the target is not usually the center of the wolf. It's the tail more times than not. If you've done any of this, you know that. But apparently,
back to that again, little spots you got to target.
But when you try and loot a skeleton, it's not the center of the skeleton always. That's the target, and that's the problem. Doesn't matter where. Any time I click on that box,
bug report that.
It's back
Bug
to
report that. Yeah.
I thought they fixed that.
Yeah.
Bug report it. Bug report it. I mean, because what you're talking about is like pathing AI as far as.
Well, apparently I'm the only person who feels this, because I haven't heard nor seen any other complaints.
Corpse hitboxes.
Yeah.
They think of it.
And again, I'm the only person who seems to have this complaint, so I can't say it's a bug.
Bug report it. Bug report it. Bug report it. Bug report it. Because that's the problem, is people will sit there and think, oh, yeah.
Yeah, so if he really wants a little feedback, we can start with that. Forget all the math, forget all the hits, let's start with things like that, then we'll talk about the rest of it.
And as the list says, the collision on corpses broke last release on a lot of mobs. Report. Bug.
Well, I'm sorry. This has been.
Let's go back to
this has been since day one, let alone it broke last release. Don't even give me that.
They fixed it. There was times I was hard targeting and looting shit.
Let's go back to this. Yeah.
Where are we going back to?
In the chicken room.
And you really need to be an ass man, according to Justin, about like the looting, because on nearly everything the butt is the target.
That's what I was just saying.
So
That's exactly.
You need to be an ass man.
Hey, I mean, I like a nice ass from time to time. I got a couple in the stables, but thighs and breasts, man. Thighs and breasts. What can I tell you?
So since you are you derailed the train to your targeting issues, which is a bug. we do need to talk about the fact that the way that this idea is put forth by Chris, it does appear that you will only be able to get mastery in 4 of the 8, or I should say 9 schools. Or actually
Well, we'll
5.
have to see exactly how that all,
And since he's adding a 10th school kind of thing in there, that would be 5 out of the 10. Because you're going to end up with opposing schools, which is good. I'm glad.
I don't like that. I thought we finished that.
Well, yeah, we did.
we just did.
Yeah.
So.
Well, it means you add wood
So,
to that.
do we want to talk about some less controversial news now, or?
What's less controversial than that? That announcement by Star?
Yeah,
Get the box out. Get the box
I'm
out.
interpreting the news for some people like us. There has never been any controversy about this. For other people, they just either A, refuse to believe what they read, B, cannot read, or C, just decide to believe the rumor mill, or D, all of the above. I don't know, but it's been very clear to us
Don't
since
trust
day
the
one.
author. Don't trust the author.
Yeah, don't trust the author. He don't know what he's talking about.
Well, don't know what you're talking about. I have no idea what you're talking about. Nothing controversial has been happening on the forums this week, or last week, or last year's. Nothing at all. So the Dark Star did not have to write another document.
Another document said, "The sky is not
Is it
falling,
a legal
people.
document?
There is no
Yeah.
black hole
Did he
opening."
sign
Oh
it?
no, that did happen. Never mind.
So greetings, avatars. Since the very beginning of online games, there has been what is known as real money transactions. These are activities where players exchange real currency for virtual goods and all kinds of things, like in-game gold, items, virtual property, leveling service, etc. The first big news of this was with, of course, Ultima Online, in which a castle sold on eBay for, what, $10,000?
Remember, leveling services was mentioned as an example
Wait,
in
hey,
this.
We'll
just,
get there.
just,
We'll get
just
there.
shh, shh,
Because there's something
giving
very
them a little,
specific
giving
about
them a
that.
little extra
fir-
information
hey.
in the background while you do.
At that time, 20 years ago, we made the decision to not prevent these exchanges for multiple reasons, but the biggest one was our assessment of the resources required to enforce the policy versus the impact. Virtually none. And it was having on the player experience. Fast forward to our current game, Shroud of the Avatar, and we decided to treat real money transactions exactly the same way as they did 20 years ago for the same reasons. Real money transactions will occur no matter what they do to enforce it. Enforcing a real money transaction prohibition will consume enormous resources, and if you really want all of your backer money to go against policing that, by all means, try to do that.
Quite the contrary, I believe.
Which means less resources to make the game itself. I'd rather them work on developing the game.
That's right.
Real money transaction prohibition will just remove the real money transactions to hidden places, making it harder to find and enforce real issues like exploits and farming. It
Got
will
another
move it
place back
further underground. Yay. Then after that, real money transaction allows users to have spent money on the game but are ready to move on to new experiences, an option to divest themselves without requiring Portalarium to refund their money. More importantly, there is no time limit to this option.
That's the big one.
Yes,
Well, one of the big ones.
As there would be with a refund policy. So you buy something, you don't like it, kind of like how I've got Castle Walls sets up for sale because, you know what, I used to own 2 player-owned towns, and I bought a bunch of Castle Walls that I can no longer use because those towns are sold. You know what? I need to divest myself of those Castle Walls. So my options would have been ask Portalarium for a refund, or, you know what? sell it to another character.
Now,
So if you're
on the
looking
same
for Castle
topic,
Waltz, I've got some for sale.
on the same topic, in
Except
one of
for
the other
couple.
conversations, somebody, of course, says, so what if I get banned? Well, one of the great things about real money transactions in this game is even if you manage to get to the worst point in the game where you piss everybody off and you get your account banned, guess what? You still get to sell that account to somebody else to get your money back, even though you were a dick. Okay? So even if you get yourself banned, you can still recoup your money thanks to Portalarium's stance on real money transactions. How does that hit you in the pocket?
Unless it was
people?
an account that was used to exploit, in which case they'll reset everything.
Even
and
then, you
Shroud-
can still sell the account.
Yeah.
So read their position. Read the position, Jack.
Shroud is an instance game with multiple play modes, so there is no real competition for resources in shared spaces. And each instance only supports combat instance only supports 16 players anyway. So you'll always have lots and lots of opportunity for hunting in places. So our position, and this is Portalarium's position on all real money transaction activity, gold, items, services,
Services.
they are
Weddings and more
allowed.
bylaws.
Is
Leveling
this
services,
fine?
music services,
All
deco services, services
Are
of all
allowed in
kinds.
Shroud of the Dawn as long as it follows a few simple rules. It does not use any exploits or botting. It is worth noting here that all botting exploits are bannable offenses anywhere, regardless if they are used in relation to real money transactions. So technically, this was already covered elsewhere. It can only be advertised in the player marketplace section of the forums on the main website. Never in-game or any other section of the official community areas.
okay.
So that means that I cannot discuss my Shroud Marketplace shop in the game. Or on the official forums, I can't say, go to shroudmarketplace.com and buy my shit in a place outside of the player marketplace section of the forums. Got that? Never, so I can't go spam, go buy my shit anywhere. Because other than that one section. Bye, Laz.
Yeah, whatever.
Oh,
Hang on.
No, yeah, it is, Skirta. Portalarium and their partners are not liable for any of the transactions.
Man, looks
Caveat
like I lost the
emptor.
audio there for a second.
They are not functioning
Hang
as
on
the
a
middleman.
second.
They are
Let's
not
see if
holding
I can
on to the
get
money
back
or
over
the
here.
items. They really are just providing a place to list your items for sale, and it is a person-to-person transaction. Portalarium is not involved. All goods should be delivered immediately. Don't sell stuff that can be made later, like episode 2 content. Does that mean you can't sell player on town? No, you can. It just that's still, as soon as you get the money, you submit that support request, and they'll work on transferring it. So all these rules are clearly stated in the top section of the player marketplace. Unfortunately, the end user license agreement was unclear because they had that section about exploits, and below that it had that thing about power leveling. So all of that power leveling a character and charging real money transactions for that is allowed via their clarification. All real money transactions do need to take place on their, if you're going to advertise it on the forums, there is a section for that. And it is, when you go to forums, you go to player marketplace. Woohoo! And
I should go there and sell my butter.
absolutely. Does it affect external third-party websites like Shroud Marketplace? And the answer is no. If you've listened to us talk about Shroud Marketplace before, it is the same thing. As long as you're not doing something that's going to get you banned from the game, you can sell your services on Shroud Marketplace. So,
This time.
yeah. Now, there is some debate about whether or not that makes it a pay-to-win situation, and the answer is no. And let's see. B. Cipillo wants to know, is this game similar to Ultima Online? Depends on what you're talking about as far as Ultima Online goes. It is not the wild, wild west that was UO at release. Through the second age, it is more consensual PvP. There is a virtue system. There is a bunch of quests. And so it is a spiritual successor to the Ultima franchise. So you have to remember that most of the Ultima games did deal with a virtue system of your choices in game actually affect your character's development and what you're doing. So there are certain quests that I love. My favorite quest happens to be in Owl's Head, and that's in the Clink. And I'm getting a phone call.
Letting you know that I'm not there. That's right. I know he's getting a phone call, and I'll be making that reconnection here in just a second.
I am so glad. Where are you at?
He's sitting in his chair right now.
Sorry, audio.
No, he's not sitting in his chair.
Sorry,
He closed
audio,
out of
video,
Zoom.
everything crashed midway, but we're still going.
there
Don't worry
you
about it.
are.
I'm back.
Okay, now I've got my picture up there twice.
Yeah,
That's
I'll
how
fix it.
awesome
Don't
this
worry
is.
about it. Don't do anything.
Okay.
Don't mess with it.
So, real money transactions, they're aware that they are not able to prevent those from happening. They're just providing that place for players to advertise their real money transactions. That's all they're doing. They know they're not going to be able to stop it. They're not going to be able to do anything against it. And yay.
You may have to
Like all good
rejoin
things,
Zoom.
caveat. We may
Yes.
have what?
Well, maybe not. Hang on a second. I know it's still working down there, but if I kill it here because it's hung up here, I don't know if it's going to kill the whole thing. So you may have to rejoin for video. Give me a moment. We'll find out.
A great loss.
Yeah, no great loss.
I really hung up. I don't know why. Anyway,
I
we'll
don't know.
fix it in a minute.
Here, I can always do the fun thing already, and I can just leave the conversation. Boom! No more pictures for me until you're back in Zoom. Let me know when you're back in Zoom, and I'll rejoin it.
Yeah, it's hung up on this side.
Well, I'm aware, but I'm waiting for you to let me know when you're done. So, real money transactions, there was a lot of confusion on the forums because of like EU laws, things like that, and people were trying to do all kinds of weird things. Ignore that because it's person-to-person transactions. You are responsible for reporting that income no matter what country you're in, I think, somewhere. So Portalarium's not holding on the money, they're not touching it, and they're not touching the item.
Gotta pay it to the EU, is that what you're saying?
Well,
Responsible to pay to the EU?
someone is responsible for paying that VAT tax.
Really?
Yeah,
Bullshit.
not me.
Not me.
Not our problem.
Yeah.
I don't work
not-
for the
not my
EU,
problem.
man. I work for the American government. Just saying. Just
Dave's
saying.
not here, man. Dave's not here.
That's right.
Exactly.
You want to tax T?
What? T-tax? Is that what you said?
T-tax, yeah.
Didn't we already have one of those?
Yeah, but all of our money went to building bigger bombs to drop on Europe.
That's what I'm talking about.
Fruitless wars in Afghanistan for the poppy seeds.
Oh well, I'm just happy. I'm just happy with this ruling because Shroud raffle will go into effect. Woohoo!
Yay!
Yay!
Shroudraffle.com.
ShroudRaffle.com as soon as I get it set up.
Yay.
Is that an advertisement?
Is
just
that
see an
anything like
advertisement?
novialottery.com?
I have no idea.
Just curious.
Probably.
Huh?
I have no idea what it's going to be yet. But I have it.
Very
but you know
cool.
what's not changing? Shroudmarketplace.com.
That's
Oh, I
right.
love
Place to go
Shroud.
buy.
I love Shroud Marketplace. That's where I buy all my stuff.
It's the best place to go. It's got
It is.
everything in here.
Shameless. Shameless, I tell you.
Shameless self-promotion. Yes.
That's right. And yeah, whatever it is, Zoom is just not going to give up its lock on being hung up on the computer here. So we're going to be cameraless, at least on this stream.
Yeah. Well, I went ahead and disabled my camera just as well because it was playing both of
Yeah,
them.
don't
unless
matter.
I clicked on the little eye for you.
I've got a picture. Oh, there it goes. It finally released. So let's see if we can.
Finally.
Yeah, I've
Okay, here, I'll
been
join the
telling
channel
it to
again.
end task since I told you about this. So
Okay.
Doesn't
let's
want
see
to
if
listen.
I can now get us back up on screen here.
Yep. Now I'm waiting for you to join so that way I can actually set locations to the
Yeah,
proper
well,
cameras.
you know, you got to understand that I'm not exactly.
I'm not Lazarus. Well, your middle name is Technical Difficulties for a reason.
Wasn't my fault. I didn't do it.
Zidell.
Eat
Process hung
my
up.
shorts.
So power leveling companies. I will say that Mac did want to thank a special
Mac,
person.
come on down.
um,
You win.
Yes.
All the
you
free
won.
advertising you want for your leveling service.
Yes. He,
I didn't answer out of people, huh?
yeah. He got some great advertising in for that, and we're still waiting for you to develop a picture of some
Yep,
sort.
not gonna happen apparently.
It's okay. You're a black or a gray box on my screen. Good enough.
Yeah, now
for
we're
me.
both two gray boxes on the screen. I have no idea.
Nice. Yeah, that's nice.
Whatever it is, it's
I
locked up the
I forgot to
cameras.
turn on my bedroom light today.
You were actually
Sorry.
looking okay earlier, so I don't know what the problem was. But
Well, now some clouds came across. So yes, power leveling, perfectly acceptable. Don't forget, you can always find some people offering their power leveling services at shroudmarketplace.com.
is it that time of the day
Go,
yet?
go, yeah.
I guess we're getting
It
close.
is 3 minutes away, but we do have stand-up corner from Taco Tuesday. Since today is Hump Day, I guess I could blow through it
Do
really
we?
quickly.
Did that
and-
finally come out? I guess it did.
Wait, is today's toward a Thursday? Today is
Wednesday.
Yeah, today's
Wednesday,
Wednesday. You're
yeah.
right.
even
Yeah,
Wednesday's
see.
out there. Yeah.
I know, but
So
he only
Taco-
did it 20 minutes ago. He's doing all this stuff while we're doing the show, so.
What are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking. So don't forget, Dev Corner or Stand Up Corner is where the devs sit there and say, "Hey, I worked on this yesterday. I'm working on this today." Something gets written down, eventually gets posted to the interwebs, and we get to interpret it. So we go with the previous day's Stand Up Corner to let you know what the devs were working on the other day. So this is the Stand Up Corner from Taco Tuesday, January 30th. Today is Hump Day, unless you're watching this some other time. And I have.
And then we have no
Remember-
idea what day it is.
Yeah.
That's
Taco
right.
Bell now has French fries.
Yes.
Nacho cheese fries at Taco Bell. That's right. Available now.
Oh, yeah. Over in the art department, Bob the Builder working
Cult
on
of
the
Bob.
ornate dual wax cylinder. Damon not being a nice guy as he updates the ice field visual effects. Fletcher,
Yeah, just run through it while I'm trying to fix this.
well, I mean, you were doing weird things. So.
I know.
Yeah, that's what he was
Don't-
doing.
don't
until you
mind me.
interrupted him.
Yeah.
Don't mind
I
me.
just disabled your camera just for fun. Fletcher working on bugs.
Bug.
And the heraldry tabard. The ugly fist Kevin Wells working on Dud Bears. The almighty Gix Vargach. Matt working on the spider pet dance and the Corpion pet dance. So he is working on those pet dances for tamed creatures.
Very cool.
So people have been asking for that for a long time. So you will be able to tame those monsters and then teach them to dance. Reed is working on the ornate cash register and the snow dragon. Over in design,
Cash register.
yeah, you need that for your bar, or you need it for Spiffco out in Goldfields.
Yes. Go out and Goldfield's gonna have a cash register.
Yes. Over in design, Beezus working on weapon updates. The Sea Wolf working on South Midmere Way cliffs and points of interest and the map review. No more Mr. Nice Guy Damien working on Solace Bridge outskirts quests and the map review. Dan the Man working on player-owned town updates and puzzle support and map review. Sanyo working on quest bugs and NPC meeting and gate updates. Lum the Mad working on some tutorials and bugs and NPC submission. Sorcerer Steve working on the South Fetid Swamp and map review. The Energy Vortex List Rostov working on Lost Vale and map review and upsetting Mac by summoning monsters on top of his head. Over in Tech,
Which he apologized for. Publicly.
And he did apologize a couple of times.
Oops.
Because the person that Mac was with at the time enjoyed that kind of behavior.
Actually,
Mac just wasn't prepared.
he teleported out to somebody else, and Mac happened to be there, or something like that. But anyway, we don't need to get into the particulars.
Yeah.
Oops.
Over in Tech, Dr. Bobby working on bugs
Bobby
and data review. Eric working on bugs and logging and design support. JY working on logging performance and exception corrections. Wizard Smoke working on bugs, include cleanup and heraldry. The Deathbringer one and only working on bugs and heraldry. The Burning Toad working on bugs, heraldry, and builds. The Rock working on heraldry. And for those that don't know, heraldry was a pledge reward from a long time ago. And if you have, I believe it's a citizen account and above, you get your custom heraldry.
Is that what they're
done
calling
in-game.
it now, not the COA? They're calling
The
it heraldry?
Coat of Arms, yes, it is your heraldry stuff. Tassilo working on the Black Sun support and Travian support and server hardware updates and customer service support. Out in studio services, Andrea working on forums, the Attenwood working on reports and moderation and meetings and contest planning. Did I say the Attenwood for Barrack? I may have.
Something
The
like
Attenwood
that.
working on sanity testing and forums and localization. AOX is working on patch notes and customer service and event tracking and release 51 planning. Serafino is working on customer service and QA, event tracking and shipping. And useless overhead, Chris is making everybody mad with combat updates and meetings. Gorn making everybody happy with his red speedo and leads meetings and physical goods direction and general business. Working on meetings and speed trees and asset reviews. Lord British was updating his Jira and playtesting. Sasha working on meetings and metrics and Black Sun support in general business. NFG Scott working on Travian support and data retention planning. Starlong working on meetings and community and forums and hometown updates. Stefan working on web planning and direction and general business and Black Sun support and meetings. And that's what our devs were working on yesterday. So we got all kinds of news done today.
All sorts of great stuff out there, of course, happening right here inside Shroud of the Avatar. And, of course, don't forget, RMT. It's a real thing, people. It's real.
Yeah. Something like that.
Something like that. So anyway, moving right along.
Better.
Moving right along.
It's about that time of the day. That's right.
Oh, God. It's time for coffee. That's what it is.
That's right.
Led Zepp's got to make his trip to the outhouse. That's right. That's right. Okay, got to turn those cameras off so they're not sitting like that. Because that makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. There we go.
I don't know. I disabled your camera inside.
Yeah, we moved on last.
Yeah, well, you got to understand,
moved
I have
on
several
already.
different scenes, all that have the cameras on them. So every time
We're
I
watching
switch
Jack's
scenes,
show
the
now.
cameras still
Jack's-
show, even though there's
I just-
nothing
Don't worry about
there. But anyway.
Yeah.
Watch
Gotta
that, so-
remind you, you're
Yes.
watching Lunch with us right here on NBNN, NBNN.info for all the latest entertainment news happening in Shroud of the Avatar. Tune in to us 5 days a week right here in-game on Twitch TV/Cinesist or Twitch.tv/NBNN News. Watch us up on YouTube and replays if you missed the show live, or catch us on the radio in-game for the replays throughout the day's 12s and 6s around the clock. Of course, don't forget to help support the Erie Fund, and of course, still going on, the Erie Fund and the, what the heck? I don't know why that's not cooperating. Here we go. Erie Fund T-shirt sweepstakes giveaway in cooperation with the Merits app from Shroud and Avatar. You can enter daily for your chance to win one of 5 competition T-shirts going to be worn by Team Avatar during the marathon in Austin. To support the Children's Miracle Hospital Network. I always love that one. I don't know why. Of course, you can go out to the eriefund.org and click on the links, follow the donation links, and help support that cause. Coil more wands, putting the magic in your hands. If you're looking for custom wands or staves right here in-game, go check out Coil More Wands. He'll make it hard for you. Schroeder's Music Service. That's right. Services. ShroudMarketplace.com is where you're going to find Schroeder's Music Service, and we'll tell you a little bit more about that in just a moment. The Britannian Money Company wants you to come hang out in Black Rock Cove. Come check out all the vendors. Come open your own shop. Come find yourself a nice place to live. Black Rock Cove is open for business, located in the Quell region, right next to the town of Exeter, conveniently located next to the Exeter and Elysium mines. For those miners for those miners out there, I should say. Relics by Rild. What can I say? RelicsByRild.com. Got all your licensed Shroud of the Avatar swag. And if you want to save a little money when you're checking out on your purchase at Relics by Rild, you can use the promo code NBNN when you check out, and you'll save 10% on all those goodies at RelicsByRild.com. WRFB Radio Free Britannia, bringing you the latest in news and entertainment inside Shroud of the Avatar all week, every day around the clock. If you're looking for news, of course, check us out. If you're looking for some squirrel. If you're looking for some entertainment, check out a lot of the other shows. Otherwise, if you're just looking to listen, tune in. We're there 24 hours a day. I know. Yeah. They have no idea who you're pointing to because I'm not there right now.
I know. It's all Laz's fault.
And of course, not my fault. Yeah, it was actually the camera is stuck on. I can see what the problem is. So I can't turn any of the software until that camera turns off, so I have to go unplug it. Anyway, ShroudMarketplace.com for all your virtual vendable needs, including services. Services. Today, I think Jack's going to give you a list of all those services available on ShroudMarketplace.com.
Absolutely. But before we do that, we do have to talk about the calendar, because Laz forgot the entire NBNN app, which is available on all of your electronic devices.
Can talk about that.
Where, hey, I'm covering for you because you missed it.
I didn't miss anything. No script. Nothing in the script says I had to go to the calendar. You know that. I know that.
Well, because I think a Deco Diva would be extremely upset at us if we forgot that at 8 p.m. this evening you need to tune into her. But that NBNN app is available on all of your electronic devices. Just do a search for NBNN Shroud of the Soda app, and you'll be able to find it. It includes links to the community calendar, which is on nbnn.info. Click on the calendar button to get there, as well as like Daily Britannian, Discord channels, Twitch channels, like my Twitch channel, where you can cheer me on and make donations, all kinds of things, and make me happy.
And pictures. You want to see some interesting pictures? Go check out the pictures archive up there.
That's right.
No nudes, though.
Yep, that calendar thing is an aggregate of all of the available calendars related to Shroud of the Avatar, including ours. And if you have a Google public calendar related to Shroud of the Avatar, or if you want to add events to the Shroud community calendar, you can email Laz at news@nbnn.info.
I don't know why I'm pointing at myself. It's just a habit.
I was trying to point to you as well.
I hear the cue and I'm pointing and I'm like, oh, geez, I'm not even on camera.
All times on the community calendar, Central Time in the real world, but we prefer to refer to it as Nude Britannia Time.
Nude Britannia Time.
Mondays through Fridays, you should always tune in your ether amplifiers to Radio Free Britannia and listen to two idiots interpreting the news so you don't have to. A little show called Lunch.
With us. That's right.
With me, with my picture. Not that guy's.
No Laz for you today.
No Laz for you today. Just his voice. He's a ghost. 5 o'clock.
I'm a necromancer, damn it.
They're going country. At 7 o'clock on Radio Free Britannia is the 70s at 7, and that is followed by your ear holes getting probed by none other than the doctor, because she is in for unmedicated schizophrenia part 1. Yeah, that is Dr. Eclipse Maiden. In game at 8 o'clock, you also have Striker Sparhawks Happy Hour, which is Laz's favorite event of the week because it's also known as
Spend Sparhawks Gold.
That's right. Free happy hour, all the drinks on Striker Sparhawk. Get your virtual drink on.
That's right.
The final event of the evening is on Radio Free Britannia, and that is the Record Room. And that's our community calendar for this January 31st in Shroud of the Avatar.
Shroud of the Avatar.
And
So
you know,
now you're going to go back and tell them all about the Shroud Marketplace?
oh yes, ShroudMarketplace.com, the best place to go buy or sell anything Shroud of the Avatar related. And from accounts to game gold, crowns of the obsidian, including services. Let's talk about some of these fine services that are not a violation of anything, and they are perfectly acceptable because not one of them is taking advantage of any kind of exploits. You have Maliki's Power Hour for $8. If you're looking for some quest help, you can also contact He also is helping you earn 500k XP. And then you also have Armelian's Gold and More doing another 500 XP adventure boost. I mean, you gotta love that stuff. Does any of that violate the terms of service? The answer is no. Those services are all perfectly legitimate. So is cheese sign writing, because paying someone to arrange the slices of cheese, pain in the ass. You can find that cheese sign writing at Wolfdom's shop out on ShroudMarketplace.com. Or if you're looking for Scroda, you can always pay Scroda to follow you around for an hour and play music and give you
anything you want,
including Scroda. Or if you're looking for an in-game wedding, you can always contact Laz. Laz, are you still here?
Boy, not again.
Nope, Laz is not here.
We got dock his pay today, man. This is
I know, we're docking his pay. I mean, people
Right.
cheered all over his channel, and yet it's the one that went down. Have I had any cheers today?
disgraceful.
No, it makes me sad. But Weddings and More by Laz, where you can get your own custom in-game wedding. The great service. He's got 3 different player-owned towns that offer all kinds of things. So if you're looking for a destination wedding, you should contact Weddings and More by Laz. And you know what?
Who's this Laz you speak of?
I don't know. You know what? ShroudMarketplace.com is a place to go buy or sell anything. There's over 95 different players that are registered as vendors on Shroud Marketplace. So that is 95 different shops that you have the potential to buy from. Anything and everything. Each vendor is responsible for setting their own prices, maintaining their own inventory. The thing that's cooler about this than the official forums is you can actually go through and see the categories for what people are doing, including teleports and recall scrolls under consumables under crafting. Go there, you can go find your scrolls, you can search what you're looking for, you can see what different players are selling things at. Like the guy that's supposed to be over there, Laz, is selling teleports and recall scrolls. for
Who's this
$4.99
Laz
for
you're talking
100.
about?
I don't
What
know.
are you, Laz?
The guy that's mute, he's not. It's broken everything.
Deaf, dumb, blind.
Yeah. Or you could buy them from this guy who's selling teleports and recall scrolls on Shroud Marketplace for $4.49 per 100. Yeah, you know what? Time is money, and money is time. So Shroud Marketplace, the place to go buy or sell anything Shroud of the Avatar. In order to buy, you do have to register. In order to sell, you have to register. Then click on that button that says vendor registration on the left-hand side and start listing your items. Hey, go check out Skeggy Media's shop too. Or Artifacts and Rares. All kinds of stuff to check out on shroudmarketplace.com. Actually, that time of the day where we have to start getting out of here. And thank everybody for hanging out with us. So thank you for watching out on Twitch, YouTube, or listening on Radio Free Britannia. We couldn't do the show without you guys, or without Laz. I mean, you see what happens when Laz isn't here.
Who's Laz?
I don't
What are you,
know. I mean,
Laz?
he's got no picture. He's got no sound. He's got nothing. I don't know who he is.
Mute.
Yes, we couldn't do the show without you guys, and we do it for you guys. Thank you for watching. Well, have a great day. So now that the show's over, when should I? Laz is going to come back in like 5 seconds and be like, "What is this?"
Who?
I'm waiting for him to come back, and then I'm going to
Who?
click on end.
You talking
You know,
about?
Laz is always here in spirit.
Oh yeah,
Who's
absolutely.
Laz? You know Laz?
I don't know.
You know Laz Spiffy? You know any Laz?
And we're clear